If you were to play football from scratch today, what would it take you to become pro? I'll tell you 3 different but simple steps to raise your chances to become a professional football player. Make sure to stay the entire video because this video will raise your chances of signing your first contract. Also, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel, which really helps me grow my channel. There is one sentence that simply summarizes this journey. Playing pro is easy, but getting there is the most challenging part. So you must really understand how challenging this journey is gonna be. So you prepare yourself what's about to come. Your natural talent, your age really matters, but I'm not gonna talk about that a lot. But obviously, if you are young and if you have some natural talent, this will make your job a bit easier to sign your first contract. Tip number 1 is what skills you need to improve to grab the coach's or scout's attention. This is when many young players make huge mistake. Instead of learning and mastering the fundamentals, they focus so much on the little tricks. Very unnecessary if you want to be discovered by the coaches or the scout. So when scouts or coaches watching you, it's so important that your fundamentals are there. What are these fundamentals? Your first touch under pressure, your simple basic passing, where can you keep the ball on the ground consistently when you're passing the ball, or how good are you when you're playing under pressure, or your weak foot, your positional awareness, your basic shoulder checking abilities. These are the first things scouts and coaches are looking for if they ever gonna sign you. Because no matter how fancy you are, when you're at a certain age, especially if you're a young player, they are not gonna be paying much attention to your individual skills, where can you do a flick, can you do elastico. Nobody's gonna care if you can do these things. If you've been watching my channel for a bit, you know that my dad coached Turkish women's national team for 8 years, coached many professional teams, and I do have scout friends. I always discuss this and I always ask these questions where what are you guys looking at when it comes to choosing a player, when it comes to suggesting a player to a team, or just to sign the first pro contract? The answer I get from these people are always the same. Playing on the pitch, playing with teammates, playing with other players, doing the simple thing best is the most important. If you do the fancy stuff, this is not gonna be good for the team, and that's what coaches are looking for. How good are you playing for a team? So the skills that you need to improve to raise your chances to become pro are your first touch under pressure, your simple passing, keep it on the deck when you want to keep it on the deck, keep it in the air when you want to keep it in the air. Consistency, that's what it's about. You can make a good pass one time, but can you do it consistently? You can have a great first touch, but can you do it consistently when you're under pressure playing the game? This is all about practice, this is all about training. The more you go on the pitch alone or with your team and focusing on improving your fundamentals, this is what's gonna get you to the next level, not the fancy stuff. So make sure, forget about the fancy stuff, just do the simple thing best. Tip number 2 is choosing the right position. As you're younger and getting older, your abilities will change, so you'll need to adapt to different positions and different circumstances that you're facing against. When you were very young, you probably were really short, so now as you're growing up, you're actually a bit slower because you gained some weight and you have the height, so you're not gonna be as fast as you were when you were little, playing against the players that are your age. So many coaches agree these days that the formation is not as important as it used to be. Your position, what part of the field that you're playing is not as important as it used to be. What matters is your dynamics. Can you adapt playing fullback to winger? Or if you're playing a winger, can you adapt playing the right or left forward? This is what's important to many coaches these days. So you need to be able to adapt to different positions within the game, within the 90 minutes that you play in the game. You have to have great football dynamics, and that's what coaches are looking for. So if you're playing central defensive midfielder, when your team is attacking, sometimes you're going to be playing central midfielder or attacking midfielder. So you're gonna need to adapt these changes within a minute. Dynamics are a lot more important than the formation. So if you can adapt to the dynamics of the game, it's gonna be very good for your future. And the younger you are, the more you can improve this by watching games, going on the field and playing the games. You need to really focus on changing the dynamics of your playing style. You are a winger, but you are adapting to play the fullback position or the wingback position, or you are stepping up to play the forward position. So this is why the younger you are, the more chances you have to improve and adapt to the new modern day of football. Tip number 3 is deciding your career path. Super important. You need to make the right choices when you are very young, when you're going for a new team or going for academy or tryouts. Deciding your career is super important, because this is when I personally made a big mistake in my youth. When I was younger, I chose a team. The team was incredible, but I couldn't play. So I wasted about a year and a half out of my life in this club. Yes, the practices I got incredible, the coaching I got incredible, but I didn't get to play a lot. So this really wasted a year and a half of my life. This is exactly why I say in every video, you have to go to a team where you know you're gonna play. Maybe you won't get as good practices, maybe coaching staff won't be as good, your trainings won't be good quality, and the team that you're playing with, the players are not gonna be very good. Yes, I understand that. And there is a concern. Yes, it's more important that you're on the pitch and playing the game. You can only improve yourself to a certain level when you're practicing. The games you play is really gonna determine if you can be a good player or not. Your positional awareness, your formation dynamics, or your game style dynamics will really improve how many games you played. So your positional awareness, your gameplay dynamics, how quick can you adapt to a new formation or to a new position, will not improve when you're practicing, will not improve a lot when you're watching the games. It will only improve when you're actually playing the games. And if you're sitting on the bench, but just strengthening yourself by the practices of incredible teams, this is not improving your gameplay. And gameplay is what the coaches and the scouts are actually looking for, not your practices. So when you are making a decision to go to a new club or a better club, don't choose with emotions, choose with your brain. It's incredibly important to actually get you somewhere and sign your first contract. And do not listen to anybody tells you how I'm gonna get you to this academy or anything like that, because honestly, it's all a lie. You can go to academy, no problem, you can play for academy. But it's not important what you're doing now, it's more important what you're gonna be 2, 3, 5 years from now. So make sure you go somewhere that you're gonna get many game minutes and you're gonna be able to improve your playing under pressure abilities, game experience, your positional awareness, and all this kind of stuff. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please drop a like, subscribe to my channel with the notifications on. You can also find my playlist right over here. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.